Good morning. Today I am going to demonstrate you the performance test on a twin cylinder 4-stroke diesel engine. Means we have a twin cylinder Kirloskar engine on which we are going to perform the performance test and various parameters of performance will be calculated. So before going to the actual test, first we will go through what are the various parameters we need to consider in evaluating the performance of this four-stroke twin cylinder diesel engine. So we have to note down some observations. The first one is diameter of the circle of air box or the orifice diameter, and it is 30 mm. It should be converted into meters in the calculations. And the calorific value of the diesel CV is 42,600 kilojoules per kg. Density of the fuel 0.81. Density of the air
300.
So the density of air changes with the temperature, atmospheric temperature, and we need to calculate with reference to the room temperature the density. And we need to, whenever the test is being performed, we have to note down various readings each time we perform the test. First, the engine will be run at no load condition, and later the engine will be run at different loading conditions, 25%, 50%, 75% and full load conditions. So each test is represented by the serial number, no load 25%, 50%, 75% and 100%. So minimum 5 readings we need to take. So what are the readings we have to consider? The load on the dynamometer. In this setup we have a eddy current type dynamometer, and in the load will be in terms of watts, and it will be load dynamometer should be noted here. And the second one is the RPM of the engine, and time for 10 cc fuel consumption is to be noted down. And we have manometer for identifying the air flow rate or the air consumption by the engine. So we have the left wing and right wing of the manometer, and those readings should be noted down, and the difference between the left and right wings of the manometer needs to be taken here. And the coolant temperature. For the heat balance sheet, we need the temperature input and temperature output. For that purpose, we need to note down the cooling water temperature and the water flow rate, water temperature, inlet water temperature and outlet water temperature, and also the exhaust gas temperature. So with the help of these various temperatures and flow rates, we need to calculate the heat input to the engine and the heat that is being given to the various parameters of the engine performance. So we can draw the heat balance sheet. And once the results are available, we can have a sheet, consolidated result sheet, and Vp represents the brake power, mass of fuel consumed, total fuel consumption, and air flow, the air volume of the mass of the air consumed, mass of the fuel consumed, and this is brake specific fuel consumption, thermal efficiency, air fuel ratio, volumetric efficiency, and the mechanical efficiency. So the equations used for calculating the various parameters. The brake power is being calculated by using WN divided by 2720 in terms of kilowatts. These values are available from this table. For each set of these values, we need to calculate all these parameters of efficiency. So first we are calculating for no load, and then 25, 70, 50, 75 and 100% of the loads, where the W value and N values will be changing. And the mass of the fuel consumption, 10 cc of fuel, and the time taken for the 10 cc of fuel consumption is noted here. Density of the fuel is divided by the 1000 to get kg per second. The fuel consumption in kg per second we can calculate. Similarly, total fuel consumption we can calculate by using the value from the fuel consumption here, mass of the fuel consumed in terms of kg per hour. 60 into 60, it will give kg per hour. And the volume of the mass of the fuel consumed and volume of the fuel consumed is given by this equation, CD into pi d square by 4 underscore 2g into H equivalent. H equivalent can be calculated from the equation rho W by rho air into H1 by 1000, and this H equivalent will be used in this equation, and we are calculating the volume of the fuel consumed, that is meter cube in meter cube per second. Once the volume is available, we can calculate the mass of air consumed by using volume of the air consumed into density. So we can get the kg per second. In kg per hour, we can calculate the total fuel, total air consumption, and already we have also calculated the mass of the fuel consumed. And the density of air, it depends upon the temperature as already told. So you can calculate the density of air at the atmosphere by the gas constant into atmospheric temperature, and using this equation we can calculate the density of air at each experiment condition. And brake specific fuel consumption is calculated using by TFC by Vp in terms of kg per kilowatt hour. Similarly, thermal efficiency can be calculated by using the brake power divided by mass of fuel consumption into calorific value into 100 in terms of percentage. And air fuel ratio is calculated by using the values of mass of air consumed and mass of the fuel consumed. Already we have calculated. By using those values, you can calculate air fuel ratio. And volumetric efficiency can be calculated by using the total volume of air consumed divided by the volume of the engine at the given RPM, and it will be calculated in terms of percentage. Similarly, mechanical efficiency you can calculate by using the brake power divided by the total power or the indicated power into 100. It will give you in percentage the mechanical efficiency. So once they are calculated, they will be tabulated in this particular result table. For each set of experiment, we need to calculate all these values and must be tabulated. And once the calculations are over, various graphs will be plotted, and these are called as engine performance curves. We are drawing the graph of BP versus brake specific fuel consumption, BP versus mechanical efficiency, BP versus volumetric efficiency, and brake power versus thermal efficiency, brake power versus air fuel ratio, and similarly brake power versus exhaust gas temperature. So one sample is shown here, and here we are plotting total fuel consumption versus the brake power, and this is very important graph to calculate the frictional horsepower of the engine. So whenever we are getting this graph, by extrapolating this graph so that this horizontal or the BP line is crossed by this line, and this point of crossing or intersection of this line from the origin, this distance gives it is value in terms of frictional power. So total power is nothing but total power developed by the engine is the brake power plus this frictional horsepower, and it is being used in this equation to calculate the mechanical efficiency, where first on the numerator we have brake power, and the denominator we have a sum of brake power plus friction power. Friction power is taken from this particular graph, and this method is called as Williams line method, and this line is called as Williams line method, and using this method we are calculating the frictional horsepower, and it is very important. We can also calculate the total heat taken by the exhaust gases, total heat equivalent to the power developed, and total heat taken by the coolant, and also the total and the remaining temperature that is converted to the unaccounted heat losses. So we can also plot, or we can also calculate all the heat components, and we can draw a heat balance sheet similar to this various tables we have discussed here. So that is about the actual procedure of the experiment, how to start with, and what are the constants to be considered, and what are the various readings we need to consider while doing this experiment. Okay, that is about the basic things of the calculations required for the performance testing twin cylinder 4-stroke diesel engine.